I thank the gentleman from Colorado for yielding. With a comprehensive nuclear agreement deadline less than a week away, the need to stop Iran from attaining a nuclear weapon has never been greater. With its thousands of gas centrifuges, Iran now has the capability to enrich uranium to a grade suitable for use in nuclear reactors or to a higher grade suitable for use in nuclear warheads. Iran is the leading state sponsor of terrorism and continues with heinous human rights abuses, oppressing freedom of speech, religion, press, and more. Additionally, Iran continues to oppose our national security interests and those of our key allies while oppressing their own people. There is no question that a nuclear-armed Iran would dramatically change the balance of power in the Middle East and threaten freedom and peace for the rest of the world. It could also encourage other Middle Eastern nations to develop nuclear weapons on their own, further reducing our influence in that critical region of the world. For us to be able to trust Iran along with the rest of the international community, Iran must change their behavior. A real possibility exists that a deadline extension provides them with an opportunity to build a nuclear bomb. In light of this, the only real solution is to force Iran to make serious concessions and robust sanctions. We must be especially careful about any decisions to lift or ease sanctions. Once lifted, sanctions cannot easily be restored. The risk of a miscalculation or a misstep in the weeks and months ahead is very real and grave, and the threat of nuclear war is catastrophic. If there is to be any hope of reaching a peaceful deal, and if Iran wants prosperity and success for its people, it must cooperate with the IAEA, stop its pursuit of a nuclear weapon, stop its sponsorship of terrorism, and stop its human rights abuses. Thank you, and I yield back the balance of my time.
I'd like to ask the gentlelady, you mentioned an important point. You talked about what would happen if Iran did, God forbid, achieve the ability to have a nuclear bomb. What would other countries in the region do? What would some of the countries you feel would be compelled to have their own version of a nuclear weapon?
Sure, and I appreciate the question from my friend from Colorado, and I think that, as we have served together in many of the committees, especially the Armed Services Committee, and we've looked at the map of that area, knowing that if the door is open to Iran, every single other country in the Middle East that does not have a nuclear weapon will aspire to do so. And let's not forget that in the middle of all this chaos that's being created by Iran and in unlimited ways that cannot be verified of what they're doing because there's no cooperation whatsoever, let's not forget that our one and only ally that's sitting over there in the Middle East that just had another terrorist episode of rabbis and American citizens killed worshiping in a synagogue is their first target. And we know from all the work that we've done on this committee in this Congress, the United States of America is their target as well. So I thank the gentleman for yielding and for the question.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. I think we would agree that of the other countries in the region, almost without a doubt, Saudi Arabia would want its own bomb. Egypt would want its own bomb. Turkey would want its own bomb, and others. Others would aspire, but they would have the money and possibly the technology to actually achieve that or buy it from another country.
True. And let's not forget, given the culture right now in the Middle East and given what we're looking at right now with all of the other instability, with ISIL, with questions from this administration, with a strength through peace policy long grasp away, right? And let's not forget that we've heard time and time again over just a few years that I've been in Congress from our friends and our allies who no longer trust us. And we know that our enemies no longer fear us. And if we open that door to a nuclear Iran, we'll never get back the threat of a nuclear bomb. I appreciate the question.
And I thank the gentlelady.
Thank you. I give back my time.